Amy has a question for you up next. This is totally shifting gears. Really good question, though. She says, hello, I'm new to all of this.
Welcome.
Yeah, first of all. She says, I do have 2 autistic kiddos who are over the age of 18. Is there something we can start for them since they probably won't be able to do it themselves? Thank you so much.
Yeah, I mean, earlier in today's show, just so for the people who, when this gets chunked into a highlight reel, able accounts. I mean, because by the way, they've even made this better. And I haven't looked at this recently, but I remember when they passed new updated legislation, I was like, oh, that's great that they've updated that. Originally, when able accounts were set up, it was that you had to develop the disability before 26 years of age, I believe. I think they've removed that, but you even qualify under that, Amy, because your children are 18 or under 18.
He said over 18.
Over 18.
Autistic kids over 18.
But I think they've removed that. So I think as long as the disability is there, you would have the option of still funding that ABLE account. So I would definitely look at that. What was the rest of her question?
Well, I think the questions become, hey, is there something, it doesn't seem like they're ever going to be able to save for their future retirement, for their future well-being. So are there things that I could take advantage of now? Or I think what I think would be valuable, Brian, is maybe talk about the mindset shift.
Well, also, here's some other things that just popped to my mind as you clarified. Also, they changed the provisions now if your children are able to go do some type of work, because there's a lot of communities. I've been really impressed where we live. A lot of communities will, grocery stores and others will take on some of these individuals, let them pay. And in the past, a lot of times that compensation could work directly against, and it still can. So you need to go measure twice, cut once. But they have tried to allow people to go do some type of labor or work and not lose government benefits and other things. And then, Amy, I'd also tell you to go talk to your estate attorney to make sure you structure your beneficiary designations appropriately on IRAs, Roth IRAs, 401ks, because they took out the stretch for most people that you have to get rid of 401ks and IRAs and things like that. When they're inherited, they have to be distributed within 10 years now. That's the new rule. But they did put a small provision in there that if you have a disabled beneficiary, they actually can still do it lifetime stretch. So, but you just need to make sure that you've taken advantage of having your estate attorney do your beneficiary designations or give you the guidance on how to do the language so it works with your estate documents. And that's another thing that I would do if you have children who struggle with disabilities.
So what I heard you say is ABLE accounts is definitely an avenue to pursue. Make sure that you have an estate plan that reflects the unique family situation or that reflects the needs of your children growing up. And then 2, you even have to think about in terms of how you save and how you're building for your future. You have to know that your number might look different than someone else's number.
I see what you're saying. You're trying to get me to focus on that. I realize I don't have one retirement. I actually have two retirements.
That's right. So it changes the behavior.
Because it is. I mean, that's something that hangs over my household a little bit is that, most people, I think you get your kids to 22 and then you're out the door. But, when you have a child that you're probably going to be responsible for even beyond your death, that's a heavy thing. So it just means you need to really goes back to all the constructive elements I shared with you, but just knowing that, yes, it's going to put a little more responsibility on you to save more. And that's something that, I know it's heavy, but it's also, it's something that I think a lot of people don't know. And that's why it's good to have community. If you can, and there's resources. I don't want to screw up the website link, but I think is it nrcc.org?
Let me check.
Or is that the
no?
What's the ABLE? Type in ABLE account research.
ABLENRC.org.
ABLENRC.org. That's the one. They're a really good dynamic website because I know this stuff is always evolving. And I know it's tough, Amy, trying to get good information and advice out there.
ABLENRC.org. That's right. ABLENRC.org. Great.